Telling breaking news now in the afternoon rush as Hamden police investigate 2 shots fired incidents that happened last night within 1 hour. Channel 3's Stephanie Simone is at the First Alert Desk with more on this story right now. Stephanie.
Irene, well, both of these shootings happened within an hour of each other, like you said, both of them happening last night, and we are just getting the details right now. Police say there are now 2 open investigations into somebody firing a weapon. One is focused on Chilton Avenue around 8 p.m. Pinpoint News Tracker showing you exactly where this is. Police say 2 women, they were in a fight, then a man showed up and shot at the victim several times, according to police. She was not hit, but a stray bullet entered a nearby home, hit a TV. The other happened just 45 minutes later on State Street. Now, police tell us 2 cars were driving when one started shooting at the other. Surveillance footage shows this all happened, and police say 7 shots were heard in the video. Both cars drove off, and police don't think anybody was hurt in that one. Police are still investigating both of these incidents, and it's unclear if they could be related at this time. Of course, if we get any updates, we'll bring them to you right here on air and on the Channel 3 app. On the First Alert Desk, I'm Stephanie Simone, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.